Stop yawning, you idiot. Yun whispered to Jimin. He was continuously yawning since the lecture started, as the lecture was none other than Professor Jung. I need a good nap, he said and put his face on the desk. Yun rolled her eyes. She pinched his bicep and he flinched. Yeah. Is there any problem? Jimin, Miss Yun? Both of them froze and everyone is looking at them and they gulped. Yun tried to make excuse because she know he will be angry. Professor, I didn't understand that part. I was just asking him. I'm standing here for a reason. Ask me. Sure, can you repeat the whole lecture again? Jungkook raised his eyebrow and stared at her. He already noticed that she was not paying attention in class, but didn't point it out. He shook his head. Meet me after class, I will surely repeat it. He glared at her and Yun gulped. Sometimes you forget what you want to say. Jimin chuckled. Yun was sitting in front of Jungkook, playing with her fingers as Jungkook was just staring at her with his arm crossed in his chest. Do I really need to repeat all that again? He asked and Yun finally looked up. Yeah, I just got distracted, busy gossiping with Jimin. No, I was not gossiping. You know that he lazy wants a language. You are in university. Ah, okay, I'm sorry, Professor. Will not happen again. Good, now concentrate here and don't toss off like last time. Yun nodded her head. What is that in him that she obeyed him silently? Well, not him. She is like this with all professors. She know how to respect them, but sometimes she got off track and all thanks to Jimin. Every damn time she got in trouble because of him. I swear I will kill you today. Yun yelled as she saw Jimin standing there. She was running the whole university just to find him and now she is tired already. I didn't even do anything. That's your problem. You don't do anything and throw me under the bus every time. Why are you yelling? It's Professor June out of all people. You shouldn't be worried about him. He is your husband. Yun slapped her hand on his mouth to shut him off. Lower your voice, idiot. Why are you yelling it to the whole university? So what? Tell all of them you are married to the professor. Every girl has eye on and they can only dream about it. No need, we decided to keep it a secret. Jimin gasped and looked at her cousin with surprise. You are dumb. If I was in your place, I'd do rub it on every girl face. Look, I got what you wanted. Yun chuckled as he sassily flipped his non-existent long hair. Okay, let's go somewhere today. Where? I heard there's a new cafe that opened recently. Really? That sounds exciting. Let's go check it out. They always sneak out at night to try new places. Always been their little adventures. As they were about to go, they heard a familiar voice. Yun, let's go home. They both turned around and saw Jungkook standing behind them. Home? Yes, sure. Jimmy looked at her with wide eyes. Did she just say yes to him? The biggest betrayer award goes to Kim Yun, who just betrays his cousin whom he knows since they were in Daffers. You betrayer? How dare you? Yun looked at Jimin, who was dramatically placing his hand on his chest. Jungkook heard Yun laugh as he was walking to his car. They now come and go together to university because he don't want her to go by bus. They both reached home. Yun opened the car door and started to walk to the house, while Jungkook looked at her as she opened the house door and entered inside. Yun stumbled through the front door of their shared home, her tiredness visible on each step. Now her legs giving up and she is regretting running behind Jimin. She abruptly threw her bag to the floor and dropped herself on the couch. Ugh, what a day. All I want to do is lay here and not move a muscle. She closed her eyes, feeling the weight of her weariness, and started shaking her legs absent-mindedly. Without her knowing, one of her shoes began to slip off. Just as he heard the door opening sound, her shoe finally freed itself from her foot, and it went flying, and she heard someone hissed. Yun opened her eyes and looked in the direction and froze. There stood Jungkook. He was looking down, and Yun followed his gaze. Oh no, did my shoes just hit him? For God's sake! Yun scrambled to sit upright on the sofa, her face turning red with embarrassment. Jungkook slowly looked up, meeting her eyes with a mixture of surprise. I am so sorry, Professor. It was a complete accident. I didn't mean for it to hit you. I guess your shoe had a mind of its own, huh? It seemed like it wanted to make an impression. He jogged and Yun's cheek flushed with embarrassment, but she couldn't help but chuckle nervously. I swear I will be careful next time. It's just I was exhausted and I forget I am not in my house. It's okay, he said softly. He don't know why she panicked around him. He get it they are still not used to each other's presence, but he don't want her to feel that if she did something wrong, he will scold her for it. Go and take a rest in the room, he said, and Yun bit her lips nervously and nodded. She walked over to where Jungkook was standing. Bending down, she took her shoes and grabbed her bag, and without saying anything, she ran to their shared bedroom. While Jungkook stood there as he watched her every move, he shook her head, his lip curling into a small smile without his knowing. Once Yun was inside, she closed the door behind her and let out a sigh. God, will my life get any more embarrassing than this? Jungkook sat in the lounge, engrossed in the TV show playing before him. It was already 9 p.m. He sighed, his stomach was growling because he didn't eat anything. He was waiting for Yun to wake up so they can eat together. And she didn't eat anything after coming back from university. And he knows she don't even know how to cook. So yeah, he was just waiting for her. It's been already 3 hours since she slept. He almost know her routine. She slept, recharge herself and do her university work at night. Even though her routine is a bit messy, but she does her work completely. It's not like he is checking her daily routine. He is a bit observant about things, so don't judge him. That's what he says to himself. But apparently she slept longer than usual. They eat dinner together. He was wondering why she is sleeping for too long. And now, when he couldn't take the growling of his stomach anymore, he walked towards their shared bedroom and peeked inside. He didn't want to disturb her sleep, but he knew if Yun had woken up this late at night, she would likely be hungry. He slept at 11 p.m. He had set certain rules for himself. Should I wake her up? He thought, so he walked towards where she was sleeping peacefully. He leaned down a bit to shake her shoulder lightly, but before he could touch her shoulder, Yun opened her eyes slowly, but got startled seeing him leaning down. Oh, Professor. Her voice filled with confusion, and Jungkook's eyes widened in realization. He quickly straightened himself. Oh, I was just trying to wake you up for dinner, but it seems you are already awake. Yun blinked, processing his words. Her eyes fell on wall clock and she sat up straight. Oh no, I slept for too long. I had 3 assignments to complete. You can complete them later. First come and eat something. Oh, okay. She got out of bed, realizing she was really hungry and had a lot of work to do. Yun made her way to the kitchen and found Jungkook already seated at the table, waiting for her. Sorry for making you wait, if I didn't mean to oversleep. No worries, sit down and let's have some food. Yun took a seat across from Jungkook and smiled lightly. From day one they eat together, she felt bad that he has to make sometimes dinner at home. She thought of learning to cook but was too lazy to do that. Thank you. Jungkook looked up at her and smiled softly while continued eating his food. She took a few bites, but her thoughts kept drifting back to her pending work. Sensing her distraction, Jungkook spoke up. Relax a bit, you can complete your work even after eating. Yun looked at him, surprised. How does he know that she is worried about work? Today I have a lot of work, but I wasted it by sleeping. If you want, I can help you with your assignment. Wait, really? Jungkook nodded as he saw her wide smile plastered on her face. Thank you so much, she squealed, and they both completed their dinner. Jungkook was about to collect dishes when Yun got up hurriedly and collected all the dishes and went to the kitchen. Jungkook looked at her with surprise. I'll wash the dishes since you are already doing so much for me. You can go work, I will do it. No, I can do it, it's nothing. He nodded since you are insisting. He went to the bathroom while Yun washed the dishes. Later, Jungkook helped her to doing assignments. You won't believe what happened, she exclaimed, grabbing Jimin's arms and pulling him closer to her. Jimin stumbled slightly, caught off guard by her sudden excitement. Whoa, slow down, what's got you so worked up? We got the project. Professor Wu chose Teheng and me to work on the biggest chemistry project of the year, and guess what? We have to present it to the prestigious conference next month. Wow, didn't you really want to do that once in your life? Of course, I can't believe. I'm kind of nervously excited. Why are you nervous? It's because of your friend idiot. I can't believe he didn't even come to me. I was so excited about the project and he... Calm down, I will talk to him. He should show less attitude, I won't tolerate it since I have to work with him. Don't worry, I will ask him. You nodded. She is not the one tolerating other bad attitudes. She will act the same so everyone should remain on her good side. Jungkook sat in his office, his eyebrow furrowed as he examined the proposed change the academic air rules of the university. Professor Lee was with him. They both were discussing about it for 15 minutes. Isn't it possible to consider an alternative approach? Jungkook glanced at Professor Lee, sensing his displeasure at the suggestion. He could tell that Professor Lee was attached to his own idea. Well, if you have different perspective, why don't you share it, Jungkook? Jungkook can sense the hit of annoyance in his voice. He don't know, but he feels like the professor don't really like his presence at the university. But your idea is not too bad. We just need few changes. Jungkook tried to handle the situation, but Professor Lee grew even more annoyed and leaned back on his chair, displaying his frustration. Their conversation was interrupted by a knock on the door. Jungkook turned his attention to the sound, and his eyes met with Yoon as he entered the office. Her eyes went to Professor Lee and then back to Jungkook. I'm sorry, did I disturb you? No, you didn't. Do you need anything? No, you actually told me to bring this paper, so here is it. Thank you. Can you please keep them on my table? Yes, sure. She moved to place the papers on Jungkook's desk. A few of them accidentally slipped from her grasp and fell down on the ground. She quickly bent down to pick them up. Jungkook was still looking at the paper in front of him. He looked at had come up with some ideas, but his eyes darkened when he followed the Professor Lee gaze. He was looking down at Yoon while she was bending down. Jungkook stood up abruptly from his seat. Lee flinched in his place and looked at Jungkook. I think we don't have anything to discuss. I will present my idea during the meeting. You may leave now, Professor Lee. Lee was taken aback by his cold and dark gaze. He gulped and stood up from his seat. Jungkook was staring directly into his eyes, so he quietly left from there. Jungkook gazed straight from the door to Yoon, who had just finished picking up the fallen paper and still unaware of the situation. He observed her for a moment. Do you need any help? No, you can go. Jungkook was waiting for Yoon in the car. It was off time. He has been waiting for her 30 minutes. But she didn't show up. He called her but no response. He thought maybe she is working, so he waited for her inside the car. But now he finally came out of his car and walked back inside the university. She is mostly with Jimin, but he was not there. Maybe he already left. He went to every class searching for her but no sign. Now his mind started to make scenarios. His footsteps quickened, his pace becoming more frantic as he moved to the corridor, peeking in every class. There are not many students now in university. His mind was clouded with worry. A sudden feeling of unease started to develop in his heart. He ran to the library, the last place. Entering inside, he scanned the row of bookshelves, his eyes searching for any sign of Yoon. Finally, his gaze lighted on her. Sitting at a table, engrossed in her work, he sighed in relief and walked towards her. His heart slowly calmed down. Yoon, he called her out as he placed his hand on her shoulder, and she flinched. Professor, why were you not picking up your calls? I'm sorry, my mobile is on silent, she said as she grabbed her phone and her eyes widened in realization. He called her so many times. Jungkook sighed. No need to scold her, no need, he mentally calmed himself. It's already off time, you don't wanna go home? No, actually I have some work I need to complete in the library. You can complete it tomorrow. No, it's important. I told you about the chemistry project. Since Taheng is on leave today, I had to double work. Okay then, I will wait for you here. No need. It will take me 2 to 3 hours, so you can go. I will come in a cab. I have some work too, so I will stay with you here. Professor, you don't have to, you can go home. Jungkook sighed, and the word professor, he forgot his own name. Maybe he should change his name from Jungkook to Professor. I'll bring my laptop, he said and walked out. He can't leave her alone in this university. She is his responsibility. Her father trusts him for her, so he can't leave her like this. While Yoon looked at him with furrowed eyebrows. Did I do something wrong? After 3 long hours, Yoon let out a tired yet sigh. She had finally completed the task she had set out to finish that day. Her eyes fell on Jungkook, who was leaning back on a chair, his laptop on his lap, and his eyes were closed. She stared at him for a moment, her lips curling into a smile, knowing he is tired but still waited for her. She gathered her things and walked towards him. Jungkook, she said softly, and Jungkook finally opened his eyes and focused his gaze on her. Are you done? Yes, I'm finally done. Let's go home. He nodded, smiling a little as he stood straight, and they both went home. Ugh, you leave me. I want to go home. No, you are not going, mister. You know I worked instead of you that day. I'm already tired of this project. I don't know why teacher paired me with you, like you're literally lazy to do anything. Why do you have to be so annoying? You don't know how to fun. Not like we're friends, so just focus on work. Dang, yes, went and rolled her eyes. He literally so annoying, just like Jimin. I thought we were friends. Haha, you wish. Taehyung pouted, playfully pretending to be offended by her response. Jimin was right, he's not bad guy. He's just annoying. Not bad kind of. She's not that frank with him, but she knows he's of no harm. Okay, so we can take a break for a little while. Just a little. You look at him annoyed. It's been 1 hour. Taehyung, you are already tired. Taehyung scratched the back of his head, realizing that his request for a break might have been premature. Well, maybe I'm just feeling a bit overwhelmed. I thought a short break would help me recharge. You know, this project is really hard. Yun finally sighed. He was right. This project is really hard. It's not easy. Okay, fine. Just for 5 minutes and then back to work. No more excuses. They walked together towards the cafeteria, ready to grab. As they were walking, they both stumbled back due to the force. Hello, chingus. Jimin appeared with a mischievous grin, swiftly wrapping one hand around Yun and the other on Taehyung, pulling them into a half-time embrace. What are you doing here? Don't you have any class? Ah, just finished one. You know, I saw both of you walking without me, and you two look like a lazy ghost wandering around. I thought, why not swoop in and cheer you up with my presence? Oh, so you are the ghost of motivation, huh, Pink Fairy? Jimmy looked at him offended. Don't you dare to make fun of my hair color. I just dyed them yesterday. If I had $1 for every time you change your hair color, I'd do be rich enough to fund our entire project. And if I had $1 for every time Taehyung asked for a break, well, let's just say I could retire early. Retirement sounds nice, but Yun, I don't think you stay away from book for too long. You do be open your own mini library at home. That's true, and your library would have strict no laziness allowed policy. Haha, you know me too well. But ask Jungkook, he would say I'm the laziest person though. Yun stopped herself, realizing what she said, and Jimin pressed his lips together. Where did Professor Jungkook come from? Ah, Taeyang, you don't know? Yun is the favorite student of Professor Jungkook. You know he gave her extra lectures. Yun eyes widened and she slapped his arm to shut him up. It's not like that. I'm not his favorite. He is just regular professor for me. Wait, I don't know you have an eye on Professor Jung. Yun's face turned red and she glared at both of them. It's not like that. You know Jimin had a habit of exaggerating things. Are you sure, little cousin? He mischievously leaned forward and Yun kicked him with her knee on his stomach. Ouch! Stop messing around and shut your mouth. Tae narrowed his eyes and both of them sensing there is something more but stayed quiet. He's not that friendly with Yun and they tell them their secret. Jungkook was driving silently as they were going home. She is spending extra hours at university to work on her project and Jungkook just stayed there knowing he can't just leave her alone there even if her project is present. He was pretty exhausted too and hungry. He glanced at Yun. Are you hungry? Yes, she said yes, she is hungry and tired and just want to sleep at home. Yeah, let's go to a restaurant. Sure, they both reached a restaurant sitting across from each other at table. They both ordered their meal. He watched her tired state. How long will it take to complete your work? The conference is in 2 weeks, so I just have to work day and night. I'm actually nervous. How will I do it? Don't worry, I know you will do your best. Yen smiled at Jungkook, feeling a little confident in herself. The waiter came and served the dishes. As the waiter was placing Yun's drink on the table, he accidentally knocked it over, causing the liquid to spill on Yun's lap. Oh, I'm so sorry, ma'am. Yun looked down at her soft glass, feeling uncomfortable. Where is the nearest bathroom? In the corner, sir. Take a left and you will find it. They bought their way to the restaurant and Jungkook held the door open for her. Inside, he found some paper towels and wet wipes, handing them to Yun. Thank you. Unlocking the door with one hand, Jungkook stepped inside their room and closed the door behind him. He gently laid Yoon down on the bed and pulled the covers up to her shoulder, making sure she was comfortable. He walked to the bathroom. Quietly, after changing his clothes, he lay down on the other side of the bed, slipping under the covers beside Yun. He adjusted himself to get comfortable and closed his eyes, the exhaustion of the day washing over him, and he went to sleep.